Hello, this is Fafnir, and I'm going to be doing another .P replay review. This one from one of the founders of the podcast and our show host, DotP.Roland, along with the Grand .P, the Grand Wazoo, who's going to play support for him in this game. This is a safe lane Naga carry game, and I'm just going to go over the abilities of Naga Siren real quick. First, she has Mirror Image. She conjures 3 illusions under her control. These illusions scale up in damage up to 40%, and their damage take starts out as 6 times normal and then goes down to 3 times normal. So as she gets more stats, they get actually pretty tanky. She has Ensnare, which is a BKB piercing disable. It interrupts the target, so interrupts TPs and channels. Traps them in place so they can't move and they can't blink. So it's a very good disable, but for safe lane carry Nagas, usually you just get a value point, if that at all, and you do not level it till you have to, because stats are very important for a Naga Siren. Because her illusions scale entirely off stats, not plus damage or anything like that. Riptide is an AoE nuke that goes around Naga and all of her illusions. It does do 220 damage, and it does reduce armor by 5. 2, 3, 4, and then 5 at max level. Now, if you do have like 5 illusions around them, it doesn't do 220 for each illusion around them. It's not like that. If it was, like, Naga could just blow up any hero, even late game, doing a massive, like, 1,000 magical damage. That's not how it works. It will hit everyone, but it does not stack. So your illusions will project it, but it's not, you don't get like 3 nukes if 3 illusions are there, if that makes sense. And finally, her ult is Song of the Siren, which is a 7-second disable. The radius is 1,250 units, which is a huge area, and everyone in that area is put to sleep if they are not magic immune. And this allows you to escape or just freeze an entire team, set up your team fight to kill them all, and then primarily with Naga you can use it to split push with relative impunity on the map, and then you can always just song and get the heck out of there. Its cooldown is very long at level 1, 3 minutes, then it goes down to 2 and then 1 minute, and it only costs 100 mana. So it's a really strong ultimate to both initiate and disengage as well. So we're going to go to the game now. Oh, and before I go too far into it, I just wanted to plug my own Twitter. If you want your replays reviewed, feel free to tweet your match IDs at me, what you want to look at, what hero you were, that sort of thing. And then you can also post this on the Reddit. There's a sticky Reddit thread where I will respond and take down all your info, and then we'll get you reviewed eventually. So let's just get going on this replay. This is a long game, and I will say what Roland told me when he sent this to me. He says it's a really long game. I didn't know quite what to do with items, and I took a guy's random, the Naga, because I knew I could play it better than him. I picked a hero he loved, Pudge. I'd like to know what I did wrong here. So the game goes long, and Roland wants some advice on items. Particularly late game itemization, which is a tricky thing for Naga, because Naga farms very quickly and can get pretty slot limited. So for there, we are going to look at what items he gets. So I'm going to pause real quick. Roland starts off with a Poor Man's Shield and 1 set of Tangos. Well, he is going to have a Dazzle in lane with him. Poor Man's Shield's a pretty greedy start. It does give her +6 damage, which is nice, but you don't want to, you can buy those 2 as Slippers of Agility to get that Poor Man's Shield in the side shop. I would much prefer if she started out with like a Mango. A Salve would be nice, because you just don't know. Like I said, you don't know how contested you're going to be. And your Dazzle only has 1 set of Tangos as well, and no mana regen either, so you can't really count on the Dazzles to sustain you through this whole thing either. So, bring enough regen to lane to deal with unknown situations. If you free farm, this is great. You don't need the extra Tangos. If you don't free farm, you can be forced out of lane, and this is bad. So, we're going to speed up here, try to cut some time, because this is over an hour-long game. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a rune fight here. So let's see how this goes. Mid PA. Yeah, mid PA with the Orb of Venom to start. Pretty scary. Fortunately, Roland does not have to deal with this as the melee hero. Oh, there's a Blood Ray. Does silence Roland. He gets the rune. That's good. Okay, he skills up Riptide. Ooh, does a ton of damage to that Bloodseeker. I don't think they're going to kill him, though. This PA is trying to go ham for Wazoo. So little HP. Great heal by Wazoo. Great second Riptide, and first blood for the Wind Ranger. Unfortunately, it looks like Tree's gonna come clean up. I guess this is an offlane tree. Yep, offlane tree. Pretty scary. Does kill the Dazzle, but first blood for your mid's pretty great. So, And it looks like Roland's not going to even miss any XP. So, looks like Wind wanted to go... Okay, Wind is a support, I guess? Okay, I misread this. This is mid-pudge and a support Wind Ranger. Oh, my bad there. Let me get this out here. And it looks like offlane Bloodseeker. Oh, Shackle shot level 1. Does get the Shackle. I don't think they're going to get the... Oh, the Heal Bomb maybe. Oh, they do get the Pill. Nice. So, support Wind already doing some work. But they are going to be contested, so this... You already got the Quell. So this is where regen is not great, but you would definitely want a 4-man shield in a contested lane.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a
And it looks like Wind's just casually hitting this range creep. I'm not quite sure why. This lane's already going to push, so... And he levels up net, and I'll say this, like I said, when you're safe lane Naga, you generally don't want to do not want to put a skill point in net to start with. You need to get your illusions up, because this is what lets you farm. You want to be able to, ideally as a Naga, you want to farm jungle camps and lane at the same time. And how you do this is you get very tanky illusions. You get your illusions to level up, so they do more damage, your nuke needs to be leveled up, and they also need to take less damage. So unless you you want to generally maybe save a point for ensnare, but don't just level it up like this, because you really limit your ability to farm by investing an early skill point there. Now I know you're contested, so maybe you want it, but try to tank these creeps for your support here. You've got a poor man shield, and Naga actually has really high armor to start, so she is really tanky. Last hit, yeah. Sucks you had to spend mana to get that last hit. I would have your camera down here. Look at what your supports are doing real quick. Make sure you're not needed, especially when you've leveled up your ensnare. It looks like they're just fine. Oh, got some aggro. Since the lane is pushing, Roland, I would say this: you should push this wave out a little bit, because you don't want to just hit the tower. When it bounces off the tower, you're gonna bounce back. So if you just pushed it a little bit, it would have been better. Oh, now you want to make sure that your range creep dies. It looks like Wazoo pulled, so you're just gonna have to tank these creeps. This Bloodseeker is pretty aggro. I don't know why, just spamming blood right. Not doing much to you. So yeah, I thought this lane would be pretty hardly contested, but looks like not so much. So we'll say I definitely go buy boots at this point. Okay. Looks like you're trying to push this lane out. It's already going to push, so you don't really need to do this. Well, honestly, with the way he is, I definitely would not spend mana to do that. Especially when he's deep pushing it back. Okay, you buy yourself a bottle. So, the thing I'll say to this is that you go kind of the old school Naga build. There is a new build, and I'll talk about some more. But when you get a bottle as a Naga, when are you going to go get runes is kind of the thought. Now, are you going to be leaving lane? When you're a safe lane Naga, it's really tough to leave lane to go get runes unnoticed, especially when there's a tree and a Bloodseeker contesting you. So I don't think bottle is the right choice here. I would have just bought boots and then started working towards mana boots for mana sustain. That's really the new Naga build. Looks like Wazoo is trying to do the pull. When someone's trying to do the pull like this, just tank the creeps forward, make sure the pull gets through. This blood is just spamming the wave out. You should just let him put, don't spend your mana to de-push it back at him. Just accept that he's pushed it into you and let him push it back into you. Then he doesn't get anything. If you just let that push and then just deny up those creeps, what is he gonna get anything? He doesn't get crap. So don't just use your mana to de-push necessarily, especially when it's here. Now, if it's near your tower, maybe you need to spend a little bit of mana to de-push it back out. But right here, he spams this. That does a fair amount of damage. You can just deny this range creep right now, and then it's going to push right back to your tower, and he's not going to get anything. Instead, you're kind of counter-pushing for really no reason. You've got Dazzle's now come back, but you can just deny these creeps up, and then just let the wave kind of push back on you. So definitely get yourself some boots when you're contested. If you don't have a support in lane, yeah, see, you just aren't leaving yourself with any mana. This is kind of like what I talked about with Siphus. Make sure you got to use your mana well. You want to make sure, because you could just be last hitting right now. And when he's like I said, when he's pushing the wave. So now you definitely want to get some boots. You sell your bottle? Did you give it to? Okay, you sent Wazoo to get the rune. Okay, that is actually one of the ways you can handle being a Naga. I just realized you just gave your bottle. So that's good. So if you're going to give the bottle to him, that's nice, but you're still investing quite a bit of gold for a bottle. It's not giving you any regen right now. I do like the Sage Mask. It gives you some of that mana regen. And looks like we got some all-chat badness, but right now you're last hitting very well. You got 29 last hits, so you're doing quite well. The one thing I will say is, so there's kind of two ways to play Naga. You can do what you're doing and maxing out Riptide, and then just get level up your illusions after that, and then use that to farm. But really, the best way to get efficiency is to actually max out those mirror images, and then you use the images to last hit in lane while you kill like a jungle camp. Now this isn't necessarily feasible in this game, and it does require some practice, so this is a fine build to do if you're learning Naga, but most Nagas I see, they actually max out their illusions first, so they can utilize their illusions to both bully in lane and also last hit, like I said, and then like they last hit with the illusions in lane, and then they just, because you can A-click a jungle camp. You can A-click it. You don't need, there's no creeps hitting it, so you can A-click the small camp and then just hit the creeps with your illusions, micro them. So, really two ways to do it. Better to get your illusions up first, especially since Naga does get experience starved. Yeah, so you're just kind of trade farm with blood, which is okay, but I really think you could have leveraged your advantage early. Oh, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get it. Yep, you got it. Nice. So you got your Aquila queued up, and like I said, this is the old man Naga build. You buy bottle, you buy Aquila, get poor man's shield, and then you work on your radiance. But like I said, the new build is actually you go Iron Talon, mana boots, and poor man's shield from there, and then you get raindrops instead of the Aquila. And this gives you the same armor that the Aquila does, gives you the same mana regen, costs you less gold, and also gives you mana sustain without having to rely on a bottle. So, and Wazoo's being a bro. He's trying to give you your bottle back, but your slots are full, I'm guessing. Yep, you use a tango. Now you get your bottle back. But that was 660 gold you've gotten very little use out of. I mean, Wazoo might have gotten great value out of that bottle, but you certainly didn't get any value out of that bottle. You could have had mana boots with that. And mana boots it's very similar to the Storm, how you do it, play it. You get mana boots, you then get your radiance, and then you disassemble the mana boots to build travels, and then you use that energy booster and make your Octarine with it. It's a very efficient build, so try it out next time you play Naga. See, and he pushes the wave back, and you're just pushing it out with the groups. So it looks like you're trying to push the tower. That's fine. But really, as Naga, you don't want to be trying to push tower, that sort of thing. The goal is to get your levels and just get your radiance as fast as you can. So you got your Aquila now, you got your poor man's shield, so now it's time to save for the relic. This is the sort of situation I'm talking about here. So you could have done that with your creeps and then had level 3 illusions in here, last hitting the creeps, while you're just A-clicking. And if you don't have this value point of a snare, which you haven't casted, so it doesn't give you any value, you could have level 4 illusions now, and then Riptide, or something like that. Also, you hit the 8-minute rune, but Pudge has a bottle too, so he's going for runes. So this is really not a bottle game, I'd say. See here, you just spend your mana to nuke the wave, but there's no real reason to. Just let it come to you and just last hit. Don't be impatient about getting your last hits. Just go get them. Now, if you were stacking and pulling at 53 seconds now, instead of doing this, instead of being with this wave to try to last hit your tower, you could then pull this camp, stack it, and pull it, and deny the offlaner that XP, and then you could do that camp with Riptides and Dazzle Heal Bombs. Because Dazzle Heal Bombs with Naga Illusion... Okay, looks like Wazoo is trying to pull this, but your wind is going to screw it up. Yep, that sucks. Wazoo did the right thing, good call. But yeah, you can actually also use Mirror Image offensively with Dazzle. Each of those images do get hit with the Heal Bomb. So say you popped, yeah, if you popped your illusions before that Heal Bomb had hit Dazzle and then nuked him, he just dies. As it is, I think you're still going to kill him. Yeah, you do still kill him, that's great. What are you doing? You just got to back out, man. Don't run under tower here. If they just TP in, they have vision of you, you can't do anything, and you just gotta walk through tower. It's just better to just get the heck back immediately instead of trying to last hit one creep. You could even pop illusions to tank the tower hits, and then run through. PA's here, so you gotta be careful. So it looks like you're just playing a pretty passive game, which is definitely what you need to do as a Naga. Now, once they start aggressing on you like this, this is one of the strengths of the Iron Talon build. If you have Iron Talon, you can definitely just go jungle. Like, there's no reason not to jungle. Yeah, see, they're just going for you. You get ruptured. This is when you need to have a TP on you, but you don't because of song. Oh, man. But you don't have any mana. I think you're dead, my friend. Yes, you are dead. So, I didn't notice it before either, but this is one of those cases where you really need to have a TP on Naga, because that's how you escape. You just song, TP, and you're gone. So, much like I talked about in prior replay, is that you kind of got that mana cost of 175 is the mana reserve you want to have, because it lets you escape. Meanwhile, though, the fight's going on. Your team's doing pretty well. They do kill Wazoo, but you kill Mirana, you do kill the PA as well. PA rage buybacks. This is not a fight she needs to buy back for. And Clockwork just cleans up the fight and comes back in. And then you TP in. So, I will say this. Why did you TP here? Your goal as Naga is not to fight, it's not to defend towers, it's to farm, get gold, and get XP. Now, if you look here, there's this huge fight going on. They bought back a hero. She's coming back in because she's rage back. But if you just go and look at the map, also you don't have song, so your escape's gone. But if you just go look at the map, if you look down bottom, there is farm here. There is a creep wave near your tower. You could just TP down here. You could even probably get a rune. There's a decent chance there's a rune there. No, actually there's not. But so you can just farm up this. There's a jungle camp here for you to farm. And then if they TP people back down, you can walk up, you can farm this camp, and then you can just kind of work your way through the jungle. By coming up here, you're kind of committing yourself to fighting, and that is not something you want to do as a hard carry Naga. Not when you're going for the Radiance build. So, always try to think of what can I accomplish up here in the fight. You have 2 full HP heroes, you've got very weak elites. You just melt instantly, because you haven't leveled them. Nice shackle, but with tree armor, this PA is going to be just fine. Okay, you netted her, but what does that do? Yeah, you're just getting gone on again. You're silenced up, you're getting beat to death. I think Dazzle's going to be able to heal you up. But yeah, you're already low, and you haven't gotten any last hits. Meanwhile, there's a big old creep wave down bot that you could be, and oh, you're going to die again. Nice grave, but I don't think it's going to change much in the end. You are still going to die. So, and that's why, you know, sometimes you say, oh, I got to protect my safe lane. But, you know, the whole point of safe lane is to get you items and gold when you're a hard carry. So if the safe lane is no longer safe for you to get those items and gold, you got to go down there. So yeah, I see you looked your camera down bot. I'm guessing you're gonna head down there. When you spawn, yep, you're gonna head right down there, and that's the right call, and that's good. I like that you recognize kind of what's happening, that they're just trying to run at you to prevent you from farming. Because you had been free farming at the point. Even with those 2 deaths, you still have the most last hits.
Look, the Dire's top tower is under attack.
So, you have Clockwork shifted. I would go definitely, make sure you always have a TP on you with Naga. I know it's on cooldown right now, but you could have just bought it at the side shop. Looks like you're not feeling very safe here, so you're looking to... But if you're not feeling safe, what you do is you just pop your illusions and send them here, and then you can go farm the jungle camp. You don't actually have to have your hero here to do this. You could just have your illusions do that. So make sure you utilize your illusions. It's only 80 mana. It's fairly cheap, especially when you've got a regen like item at the bottom. When you've got a bottle of Quill, you're getting immense amount of mana regen. Yeah, so you could actually send your illusions at this point. They could still be down in bot lane, and you could still be using them to last hit. Well, you just A-click this camp, and then you just use Riptide, and yeah, you don't need to have your camera on your hero here in this situation. But I do like that you've gone to jungle. They've obviously shown they're going to go try to hunt you down and find you. So at that point, you just got to go to the jungle. And this is where the Iron Talon build and the Mana Boost build really shines. And the reason it really shines is because... Nice kill. I like you coming in there. Decent song to disengage, but... Humiliate Shadow. Oh man, you could have killed that courier. That Bloodseeker's so fast. Man, yeah, this is the whole thing of what you're trying to accomplish here as Naga. I like you coming into the fight, but you hard committing and charging is not the play. Because now it looks like you're gonna die again. And that's one of those cases, I think, if you use a song like that and there's not... You don't bring much other than the song and some Riptides. You don't have illusions, you don't have many items yet. I really think just getting that one PA kill to defend your tower and then songing and letting everyone reset is the way. Because, yeah, your team is fighting, and they are getting kills, so it's pretty even trade. But you are just losing a lot of time, and these extended fights really favor the Bloodseeker just because of the nature of the hero. Everyone gets low, and he just gets so goddamn fast, so damn strong. And looks like you're back up. Yeah, I like going back to safe lane. Again, you just kind of got to look, where are they? In this situation now, you're maxing out your illusions, which is absolutely the right thing to do. I would have my illusions up here. Again, like I said, have your illusions in the dangerous place. Put your hero in the places where it's safer, and you don't have to focus as much. See, right now, this blood is just trying to hunt you down. They know that you are a late game mega carry, and they don't want to deal with it, so they're going to try to aggress on you. So, just go to jungle, send illusions out to the wave, and then just, like I said, A-click the camps, click the creeps. The main thing you need to do when you do that, though, is since there's a blood in this game, you do need to make sure that you don't. But overall, your farming's still good. You're still in the lead for last hits. The downside of this is that you are very much a single core here. You've got a support wind, a mid pudge, and a clockwork. So, like, this game is, like, all on you, man. So... You're either going to win it or lose it for your team. Now, that doesn't mean they can't do things, and they could play better and pretend to for a win. But, like, there's going to be no other farm core in this game. So, at this point, you have to play very greedy in these sort of situations. You can't be trying to come to fights. You can't be trying to, you know, make things happen on the map. You just gotta farm. You just gotta farm. And then, once you get strong, you've got to make the right calls, right items, and then win. So yeah, here, see, like, here, you just kind of use your illusions last hit. Your hero could have been off doing the small camp. Your hero can be other places on the map. But you've got a nice little tidy, you know, relic gold here. But you see, this bottle has just been empty most of the time. That's why I really like the mana build now. Now that Octarine Core is a core item, so it gives you something to do with the energy booster, it's just so strong. Now you have max level illusions, so you can split them up. I like this. So I'm not sure, like, great Naga players will know the math on these camps. They will know, okay, if I have X number of what level illusions, they can just soul the camp. See, like here, I'd Riptide right now. If you'd Riptide these guys, they actually have no armor, and they would have killed it. So when you go in there, you want to Riptide early. Make sure you Riptide early. If you Riptide early, everyone gets that -5 armor for the whole duration, and you would have cleared that camp, and it would have respawned. Looks like you were just trying to kill that camp so it would respawn, unfortunately it didn't. So, and now your illusions off, cooldown, pop them, and send the illusions to another camp. You also want to make sure you have your illusions all set to hotkeys. Generally what you'll do is have, like, your mirror image illusions to one hotkey, your mantle illusions to another hotkey, and you can then tab through them and send them off to various places. I don't know if you have these hotkeys set up. Ursi could give you a great run-through. .P. Ursi is a known Naga player. He quite likes it, one of his favorite carries other than AM. And, you know, you can get guides from that sort of detailed level of micro, but it's something to know. You want to have your illusions on hotkeys and utilize them. So, this game's going pretty well for you. Like I said, I'm concerned about the single core nature of it, but now you're getting quite low, and this is a problem of you need to get these runes, but it's really scary for them to get there. You don't have enough mana for Song, you don't have enough TP, an Illusion Rune, the God Rune. You can actually use these to farm. They will do the Riptide, they are really strong, they last a long time. So yeah, you can send those illusions to that camp alone. And once you get next to a camp, you're going to want to Riptide as soon as your hero's next to a camp, like right now. Yeah, if you Riptide, because, yeah, see, look how much faster they die. They get the Quelling Blade bonus, and then they also get the Poor Man's Shield, and then the -5 armor just means they do an immense amount of damage. This is what lets you farm so fast. This -5 armor really lets you just tear through these creep camps, even with your illusions. Even when you don't have stat items, you just have levels. So, you're getting close to your relic. It looks like this is just AFK farm mode, so I'm going to speed this up at this point. We've already talked about how you can kind of farm efficiently to get your relic. And also, here's the other key thing. There's nothing wrong with going back to base as Naga like you're doing now. Sometimes you expend all of your resources and you just have to go back. Naga, just the nature of how she builds is such that you do not you don't build sustain, you don't build a battle fury, you don't build HP sustain. You build mana sustain, but you know, eventually your bottle runs out or you just are low on mana, you just gotta go home. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have your relic money now in 19 minutes. That's not a great timing. You know, usually professionals, you're looking like 15, 16 minutes, even when they're pressured, they'll get these relic then. But for a 2K game, that's great. I certainly get my ratings when I played Naga a few times, much later than that. So, but, oh, you bought the recipe first. Never, ever, ever, ever do this. This is really bad. Because you want to use up the biggest chunk of gold you can, which is 3,800. So by doing this, if you were to die now, you just lose more gold. Like, your death cost is 330 gold right now. If you were to die, I do like that you stacked that. That's really good. You just created yourself an extra camp, more money. But make sure you don't buy the recipe first. And have the courier. Once you get to the point where you're about to hit that relic timing, send that courier immediately to the secret shop. Alright, you got enough. You got your relic. Looks like you're sending it in, and you're going to go pick it up. Looks like you're just walking there. That's fine. At this point, you just sell your Quell. I would keep the Quell and sell the Poor Man's Shield. Quelling Blade is pretty important, but actually no. The Poor Man's Shield makes your illusions tankier. So now Radiance is up. So now the entire ball game is different. So you have a 22-minute Radiance time, which is not bad. You're close to the Marana and farm. But now you need to go get your health and regen back up, and then you need to start using and you're leveling up Ensnare. Don't do this. You've cast Ensnare like twice in this game, and it largely hasn't mattered. If you level up stats, you make all of your illusions stronger, and that is very important. You need your illusions as tanky as can be. So now you're moving your illusions around, but you have them kind of split. Ideally, you want to send one illusion kind of each place, because now that you don't worry about the physical damage so much as you do the Radiance burn. And looks like there's a Blood Seeker stalking. I don't know. Looked like on the minimap. I think that was a replay bug. Maybe he had an Ring. But you see, right now it's really dangerous for you to be out here without the Song mana, so I wouldn't necessarily do it. And also, you have your mirror image is on cooldown now. You could be farming up their jungle, this jungle right now, if you just had mana for these mirror illusions, but you don't. So make sure you go back to base and top off your mana and then send your illusions out again. Like, honestly, you want to send like one down each lane, or one down each 2 lanes, then one into the jungle, one into their jungle, depending on where you are. But right now it's really dangerous to not have. And so you've got your relic, and this is something that you get really scared about in Naga, like dying. But dying after you get the Radiance is actually, in many ways, worse, because you're missing the Radiance farming time. Yeah, so you don't need, so it's important to split your illusions up. Having 2 illusions in this camp doesn't really kill it much faster. The Radiance burn is doing most of the work. You could have had 1 illusion up here, just pushing the wave, and then you could have this other illusion. You can just run it to this hard camp. Just make sure you split your illusions and move them around. That's how Naga really takes control of the game. She actually just pushes the enemy into their base because they can't deal with the illusions. They can't keep their creeps alive. So, We're going to speed this up again because this looks like you're just into farm mode, which is good because Naga's actually not that strong when she has radiant. She needs to get 1 or 2 more items first, particularly if it's travel and main time. I do like that you're splitting things, but oh man. Looks like there's Clockwork got blown up, and they are looking for you. Looks like you just TP'd home. That's good. I like you TPing out of dodge. And now you want to get your TP boots, I imagine. Yep. Don't wait for them here. Like, I know you're only 12 gold off to buy your TP boots, but you could have your illusions out there farming. You could walk to the tier 2, pop your illusions out for free, and then send them out. You just kind of wasted about 30 seconds, 20 seconds of farm time. And you could have sent your illusions into this fight, and yeah, it probably doesn't make a difference, but maybe the burn, the mischance on the burn allows somebody to get out. Maybe they overreact to this. You almost kill this. Oh, you do kill this blood. Yeah. Running here as your hero yourself is pretty dangerous. Oh, you got... Oh, wow. She hit the actual Naga. That is crazy. So yeah, there you just didn't need to be there. You could just send like your illusions up there. Just send your illusions 1 at a time. When you want to delay a creep wave, just some big VM from your Clockwork. But if you want to do like delay a push like that, send in 1 illusion in, Riptide, then send the 2nd illusion in, and just like blow up the creeps that way. By throwing all 3 of your illusions, yeah, you got your the blood kill, but you put yourself vulnerable. And if they just blow up the illusions real quick and efficiently, then you lose all your deep push power for 40 seconds. But if you just send 1 illusion at a time, it's much more efficient. So, looks like you're dead for quite some time. Speed you up here. Still 26 minute in. You are a Naga. The game is not in a terrible spot for you. So, looks like you're going to push with your team. This is not bad. And then Tree has... Oh, you get hooks. Looks like you're trying to song to catch people, but it doesn't look like you catch anyone. Looks like you don't have any sight, and Tree has axe, doesn't he? Yeah, Tree is freaking rich as hell. Holy crap. This is a kind of a crappy game to deal with. All these... Oh! The hook! That was a really nice hook. That is 1 dead PA. So this really worked out for you guys. Like, no vision to deal with Mirana, but... At least it doesn't look like you did. No, Pudge doesn't have any. Dazzle has some dust, but that's it. Clockwork has some dust. Okay, you got dust. Maybe they did dust. Yeah, this is strength. And so, when you're pushing towers, important thing, well, we'll see what you do. You actually don't want the illusions there. What you want the illusions to do is you send them up to the creep wave. So your creeps are tanking the tower and doing a bunch of damage to the tower. Your illusions do very little damage to the tower. Illusions actually get a 40% penalty to tower damage. So the most efficient way for you guys to push this is to you send the illusions up here and have them kill the creep wave back here. Thus your creeps are not drawn into fighting their creeps. They spend all their damage on the tower. Your illusions do the Radiance Burn, which does nothing to the tower, and your Riptide, which again does nothing to the tower. They put all that damage onto the creep wave. And then you send the illusions back to hit the tower. So make sure like you just skip the creep wave basically. You just put an illusion there, you move it off to the side, and then they'll all spend all this time hitting the illusion. It's, you know, Radiance Burn, that sort of thing. See, what you're doing right here is the right instinct. You want them to fight you, not your creeps. But you could have used your illusions to do that, and you could have moved them forward, and it would have just pushed it a little faster.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I do like that you moved to another lane. That lane's getting pushed in just fine. The thing I would have told my team is just to get back. See, and right here, again, if you pop your illusions, move them behind the tower. If you move them behind the tower, yeah, they do a significant amount of damage. But if they go behind the tower, see, all your creeps except for... Oh, you need to get home, my friend. I think you're dead. Yep, you were super dead. So, and that's the other thing is that, yeah, you almost took this tower, but your illusions alone could have done most of that damage. And unfortunately, there's a tree in this game, so he's going to heal it up. So if you lose your illusions to move the creep wave, it also gives you vision of things that are coming. So just try to put your hero in very safe places, and try to put your illusions in dangerous places. So we're gonna go forward. Tree has X. It sucks for you guys. Oh, Pudge kills blood. That's nice. TP on top. See, that's good. But again, you're sending all your illusions down one way. You could have sent one to this creep camp here, one down this lane, and you could even sent one towards mid. They do last for 30 seconds. That's quite a long time. They have Boots of Travel and a Yasha. They move fast. They could have actually walked all the way to mid lane and done some significant creep damage. Because your goal as Naga right now is just, you want to farm up your entire jungle and push 2 waves at the same time, or farm their entire jungle and push 2 waves at the same time. And you want to get your Manta up, because that gives you more illusions, more heroes. So, see right now, pop your mirror illusions, and just move them behind the tower. Okay, this is fine too if you want to split. So, you're looking at these fights that are happening, but they've killed 2 heroes. This is a ton of space for you. You should be sending your illusions up to this fight, maybe looking to get the song off. Yeah, it looks like that's what you're trying to do. This wouldn't be a bad time to song, but not... okay. Oh, yeah, you got the Pudge. Oh, that tree ult. Ooh, Wind's got him, but Wind's gonna get frozen. This tree is so tanky. You are quite low. You need to be careful. Pudge gets a nice kill on Mirana. They're going in. You're really low. You should get back. You should be bottling yourself up. Oh, you found it. Nice. Okay. Well, that fight worked out great. Wiped them. Now you can just go take this tower. Yep. Send your illusions forward. And I would bottle yourself up at this point. Bottle yourself up and TP to another lane, because you're not going to take high ground right now. This is really not how Nagas work. You don't take high ground with one. Okay, I like your call there. Hopefully you're telling your team to back here. And it looks like you got your Manta done. So you're progressing nicely. You're accelerating past them. You could be accelerating more if you didn't. You keep your illusions grouped as one. I know this is a random, so you haven't played Naga in a while. But make sure you split your illusions. It's tough. It's so tough. So it looks like your Manta's done. You done. So it looks like we're back into farm mode. So I like the song setup. That was really nice. Don't like your illusions. Okay, you're splitting them up now. Okay. You're trying to split them up. But yeah, send one down the lanes too. Like, it's not just, you don't want to just farm the jungle with your illusions like you have been. Make sure to, yeah, send one to push the, like, always be pushing at least one wave with an illusion. Ideally 2. Because by keeping the base pushed in, you give yourself more information, get yourself more farm, and you deny farm from them. Okay, now you got your Manta up, so you got 2 more illusions on different illusions. They don't last as long, but they're still quite good. And it gives you great stats. Okay, and it looks like this fight, and you're focusing on farming a lot, so we're going to just fast forward these, because this video is getting kind of long already, and we're going to get to the late game. So, now we're going to get to the itemization. So you've just been farming away, split pushing. Your team's fighting so much, and they're getting these kills. But you need to be putting more pressure on these towers, so more illusions sent down. But now for itemization, you queued up a heart. There are some heart Naga games, but I will tell you, there is never not a core position 1 Naga Octarine game. Octarine core reduces all your cooldowns by 25%. That means you get a song every 45 seconds. That means you get Boots of Travel every like 30 seconds. It means you heal from Radiance, so all your Radiance burn heals you, all that damage heals you. It also it also means you have illusions that are permanently up. So you get a 25% cooldown reduction, means you have 30-second duration images on a 30-second cooldown. So you always have mirror images up. You pretty much always have Mantas up. Your Riptide goes down. Like, everything about your hero, when you go this Radiance build, Octarine is so good for that. It basically means you can just have 5 illusions out there the whole time and they can't even deal with you. It also gives you quite a bit of raw HP like a heart does. And honestly, with your Boots of Travel cooldown so low, you can always TP shuffle back to base, heal up, and then within 30 seconds you're TPing yourself right back into wherever else you need to be. So heart is a big mistake this game. There are some games where you're going to want to get a heart act for an Octarine, but there's never a Naga game you're not getting an Octarine core. It's just too damn good on the hero. So that is all I'll say about Octarine core and how much it would have helped you. It also increases your farm speed amazingly too. It also gives you mana, more mana regen. So it just synergizes so well with her kit. So yeah, and then go home now. Like, you have very little mana. There's nothing wrong with just running home. Pop your illusions. Yeah, don't Riptide away. Just pop your illusions and use the illusions to push, and then go home. You're going home, so that's good. There's nothing wrong with going back to base to get Naga. It's kind of like Tinker. You just gotta go home, recharge. Oh, you found her. Tree ult though. Okay, I should slow this down. She is stunned. Oh wow, that hook. That was quite a hook. Though you were quite low and you've been ice blasted. Looks like you made the call to push now. Mirana's dead. Block that. Oh, but looks like Pudge is still doing work. Oh man. Yeah, this push. They're 2 dead. 40 seconds. Yeah, and your illusions are getting so tanky now. It's very hard for them to deal with. Why are you backing off? This is where I don't disagree. Your team's going high ground. You should be there with them. Your Radiance Burn does a ton of damage. Also, you do quite a bit of damage. You're quite strong right now. You have a lot of damage and a lot of stats. So, but I guess you're making the call to get the tier 2. I don't think that's a bad call. I just think you should try to play with your team. Well, they got tree ulted. Remember, you can get out of tree ult with Manta and also with Mirror Image. It's really nice. Oh, and Pudge is just doing work. Man, this guy's a good Pudge. Like, when you said, oh, he random Naga and then went to Pudge, like... Oh, here's the other itemization thing. So, they are going Treant Ags and all this crap. Get yourself a Naga and gem. This bottle isn't doing you any good now. If you bought yourself a gem, all your illusions get true sight. So as long as you have an extra slot, even over the Aquila, I'd have a gem on me, because I'm also very safe. You can always song. Use that gem, and then your illusions, you're not going to get surprised by Mirana ult. You're not going to get surprised by tree. You'll see where the trees are. Wind Ranger can power shot the trees down. Dazzle could carry a Quelling Blade. Like, these are things that you could do to counteract this game. So Naga is one of the best gem carriers in the game. You'll see position 1 Nagas frequently when they have a open slot have a gem in it at high level games, and they just use it to de-ward. They send their illusions out looking for wards, that sort of thing. So keep in mind. Man, did Pudge get another hook? I think he did, but Mirana left away. You've got your heart done. It's not the great choice, but it is a good item. It does tank her up, and now you're leaving to go push here. See, I don't necessarily like this because you know your team knows you're not there. Like, you want to back up as a team together, but I guess you made the call to back, and they are going to back. So now you've taken all their outer towers, you've got your heart up. Now it's kind of, we've hit this point in the game where it's kind of all on you. And when I talked about this is that you're the one core of this team. Like, Pudge is getting all these hooks, he's getting kills. Clockwork's doing things. Wind is getting there. She's working on items. She's got a Hurricane Pike, she's getting an MKB. But in the end, you're the one who's in a position to farm. So you kind of got to make the team play around you and make sure that they're not put in positions to die. See, now you're so tanky. So what's your next item choice? We'll see that, and then we'll talk about that. I already have some thoughts on what is the correct choice, if we're not going to. I know you didn't end up with an Octarine core in your inventory.
Every coin helps.
So. Yeah, in this case, you just need to go home for mana. You're low on mana. You can consume a lot of mana. Yeah, see, in your illusions, you should be farming their jungle here. I know I talked about this a lot, but there's no reason to give this jungle farm to them. You are a Naga Siren, and you can just send your illusions. And your illusions have so much HP now. Like, they just can't kill them. Like, they just have no way to kill them. Okay, so I see what you're queuing up. You're queuing up a Daedalus. This is absolutely not the right call here. So, when you look at their lineup, what can kill you at this point? You've got a heart, so you are very resilient to magic nukes. So the only thing that really is going to kill you is that right clicks from that blood and that PA. So this is one of those games where, I don't know if you've looked at their items. Let's look. She's going the nuke build. PA's going Diffusal. Looking going SNY. Treant's got going Refresher. He's just going to farm. And, you know, SNY in the blood. This is one of those games where a Butterfly is absolutely game winning. Because so if you get a Butterfly right now, they aren't going to have money for an MKB. And your illusions can no longer be killed by right clicks. They have a lot of health from... They have 45 strength worth of health. That's a ton of HP from your Heart of Tarask and also your Manta. So if you were to get a Butterfly right now with that evasion, and also it gives them a ton of damage. It gives them all that agi. So a Daedalus, well, it does give illusions crit and is very... It doesn't give them the damage. So a Butterfly will give you much more damage overall. The other option, if you felt you needed more right-click DPS that's not a Butterfly, you could get a Diffusal, because Diffusal does work on all of your illusions. It also gives you int and agility, and that agility translates into attack speed and damage. So Daedalus is basically never the choice for a Naga unless you're in a one-on-one, mono-on-mono man fight mode. And this is not the mode of the game. You're up on them, you're pushing them into their base. They cannot handle your Radiance Burn and your Riptides and all that stuff. You don't need a Daedalus. So, unfortunately, I think this is, and I said this on the new, you farm pretty well, your team's done well to put you in a good position, and unfortunately your item choices, I think, are going to fall short for them. So, but you TP here, and you don't have any mana. If they were to gank you right now, you can't Song. Okay, you can't Song now, but you don't have very much mana. And this is kind of the problem with this build, where you just don't have any mana regen items. So you still don't have any mana. So, and you can't even fight right now. Like, you can't make illusions, you can't make Manta illusions. Like, there's no reason for you to be here without mana. It's kind of one of those heroes. You gotta go home and fill up your tank sometimes. Looks like you're going to try to high ground with 130 mana. Not something you do. Ooh, Wazoo got nailed. Fortunately, he can heal himself up. Tree's cutting the creep wave. This tree is playing. Okay, you got mana boots now. Looks like you're going to go for it. And that's the other thing. If you're going to go for a flat damage item, they have a PA, so flat damage at NKB for manfight mode. Like, just the Daedalus is just the wrong choice from the begin with.
Why'd they have to go and do that? Oh, look, Dyer's fortified, I see.
See, if you had a sufficient mana pool, you could just make illusions and run them at the tower right now. And what can they do?
Looks
There's
like
not a
you're
whole lot
here,
they can
mate.
do. Looks like we got a pause. I'm just gonna... Okay. Pudge, not a great person. Looks like you made
Yeah, it's about time.
Okay, this Pudge is a good Pudge, not a good person. Yeah. So you don't actually want to be up here as a hero, you just want to kind of let your illusions do this. Still, look at that tower melt. But remember, only your main heroes get plus 30 damage, so Butterfly or Diffusal does a lot more damage. Looks like you're going to get silenced here. No vision, tree ult. Man, you're just going to kill this Mirana at ambient damage, aren't you? Yeah, you do. Just sitting here. Song, get out, get out. Oh, man. So, you just tunnel visioned on the buildings, which is fine, but you just put yourself, you just kind of stood there while you got silenced. You didn't have a sufficient mana pool. You wasted your Manta. When they have a silence on the field, make sure you have your Manta, like, save it for that. Because if you'd been able to Song earlier, if you just reacted to Song earlier, you could have just disengaged that whole fight. The other thing you can do is Naga, to be super annoying. You can Song, send your illusions up. Buildings aren't affected by Song. You can just punch the Ranger X with all your illusions while Song's going, and they can't stop you. and then you just walk away. And if they can't engage on you to take advantage of that song, like if you just sit on high ground with the whole team, you can just seriously just song and send your illusions up to kill a building. It's nuts what you can do with Naga. Instead, you got to this point where I got Radiance and Manta, and then you tried to make Naga into a more conventional right-click carry, and that's just not how the hero works. Especially not with Heart. Heart doesn't give your illusions any damage. Daedalus doesn't really give you much damage either. You need to get raw agility and stats to your illusions. So Butterfly, Scotty, Octarine Core is good for the Butterfly, Scotty, Diffusal. Those are the man-fight illusion items. If you're going to go illusion carry, those are the items you want. Not Daedalus, not Heart. Just not something we want to do. So we're going to speed this replay up quite a bit because everyone's dead. Full team wipe. That sucks. But they're so pushed into their base, it's tough. And you're still far ahead of everyone, so... Okay, you are back alive. So now your next task is to get all the lanes pushed back out. And it looks like instead your whole team is going Rambo down the lane. So late game Naga, what you do is you take control of the whole map. You don't want to be here pushing with your team. You see your Boots of Travel are coming off cooldown soon. What you do is, so you TP to mid, you send some illusions to bot, you push mid, they push top, and then you TP boot in. Then you can just siege as the team. And then all 3 waves are pushed, and then even if they wipe you, like last time all the waves were pushed, they couldn't get anything out of that. So basically they're always fighting on their side of the map, and even if they wipe you, you don't get crap out of it. Instead, though, your mid's getting pushed. Clockwork feels like he needs to go deal with it, so now he's not here.
Invisibility!
But it looks like you guys are just going to go for this. You're just going for it. Okay. Just walk your hero up here. Okay, you forced a fourth. That's good. But you've used your Manta. Okay, you dodged the Silence. That's good. You dodged the Ice Blast. You got Eruption. Song, my friend. Song and get the hell out of here. Just song and leave. Song and leave. TP out. Oh, they BKB'd. You were songing to get out. That is good. Make sure you song. Unfortunately, your team is left behind. And now you just gotta... You should immediately start pushing out your waves.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Yeah, see, and now both your waves are pushed. You got your Daedalus, but that wouldn't have changed the fight at all.
Dire's bottom tower is dominating. Triple kill. Boys, Dire's bottom tower is taking a beating.
See, and you should send some of your illusions to mid, so we're just gonna speed this up some more. Farm, farm, farm. I like this. You're farming out their jungle. That's good. Oh, wow. What happened here? Okay, we're gonna go back a little bit. So it looks like you TP'd in there, and they went to gank you, so you had to song. So that's one of the strengths of a Naga. But, oh, your Pudge gets killed mid by the Mirana, who's now got her E-Blade combo up. And because you didn't push out this mid lane, Mirana can do that easily. Meanwhile, you're going to heal up. And now, yeah, see, now you're getting pushed in as a Naga, which is just something that should not happen. If you had an Octarine, like we talked about, this would be a lot harder for them to do. Now she's got a BKB, Blood's got a BKB, so this is tougher for you. Oh wow, you TP'd in there pretty aggro. You can net him. Yeah, you can net them when they're in BKB. Oh, he's blood rage. He's wrecking. Oh, they dust. I don't mind this song. Like, you didn't know if the dust is gonna hit. You want to make sure you kill this PA. Just drop it. You can cancel the song. Just cancel it earlier. All you did was give them time to counterplay you, which is what they set up to do. But, you know, that's good though. You killed the PA. Oh wow, what a hook! What a hook! Oh, you got this guy. Yep, just net him. Net him. Go. Oh, another hook.
Boom! There it goes. Illusion.
Oh, you got him. Come on, Roland, you got this. You 100% got this. Oh, he's so fast. Not fast enough. Now, oh, he's super dead now. So now you got 2 dead,
Dyer's got the tower.
but now your bot's
It's
getting
under
pushed in, and
attack.
this is the whole thing. Like I said, you just gotta make sure you keep pushing all the lanes. It's nice to farm out their jungles, that sort of thing, but pushing lanes is the thing you do is not good. Make sure you push all the lanes you can, and then just keep them penned in. Oh, you don't have to address them. So those are some good fights. This is a very back and forth game. You're still ahead, but like the rest of your team is falling behind because you're just eating the whole map. Okay, so now you're going butterfly, which is good. We talked about why it's a good item, but the main difference is now they've won a bunch of fights. They're gonna have much more and they have more control of the map. They can farm their jungle. They're much more likely to be able to buy an MKB in a reasonable amount of time now. Like, earlier the butterfly is, the better, because you just kind of force them into that MKB, and it's hard for them to deal with. And now they're going to have more money, more resources. You lost map control, so it's tough. And again, you keep TPing these places with, like, no mana. You got to make sure you go home. Mana is, like, especially since you have this heart, like, you just never low on HP, but your mana is getting quite low. That's where the Octarine, again, would have really helped you out. We're gonna speed this up again. Looks like we're farming. We're farming ancients up, which is fine. You don't have mana to fight, so it's kind of weird for you to be this aggressive. Man, this game just keeps going too. Man, this game really keeps going. Hour and 22 minutes. Oh man, Fudge is a baller. Clockwork's a baller. They clutch that Mirana. Looks like you guys are going to go for it again. The tree is now Octarine. Oh man, this tree is going to get so fat. Okay, there's no creeps here, so you guys are kind of wasting your time. You Song, you have no mana to TP out. Now you gotta run. Tree has Octarine Refresher, I think. Yeah, he's got Octarine Refresher. So hard to find. He's regened up, but it's now you versus the world. Oh man, you should not have gone back in. You can't man fight them all. Radiant Sprint just isn't quite enough. Oh, you're able to TP out. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, this is coming down to, like, I know Pia has a Diffusal Blade, but you just don't have these mana as fight. You can't spam your illusions. You're unable to use your mantas half the time. You weren't able to TP out initially. Got your butterfly done, but I think we kind of hit the point where you're just not enough. When you can't go at them head on. You got to just push all the waves. Use your illusions to just choke them to death. You just kind of run at them. So, butterfly is good. But let's see, so yeah, butterfly's good. They don't have MKB money, but they're going for it immediately. They saw your butterfly, they saw the eagle song, so they know what you're going for. But that's fine. Butterfly is just really slot efficient. It gives you 30 agi, 35 agility, and the attack speed and damage. Like, it's just a good item. And forcing them to go MKB is good too. Oh wow. Yeah. You solo doing Roche is not something that's going to happen. You don't have slots for it, and you're just on your own. There's nothing good that can happen here. Okay, you Song. Yeah, I would just TP the heck out of here.
Dyer's top tower is just dodged. Yeah, sad, really. I heard that tower had kids.
Yeah, nothing good can happen. This tree is getting mega fat.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and if you're, like I said, if you had MKB here, you could have killed her, like, absolutely, but because of the evasion, you just can't. And she can't really kill you that easily either, but it's just not something you want to do. So, we're going to speed this up a little more. I'm going to speed this game up here. I think I kind of see how this game goes. You just guys get pushed in, and eventually they farm up all their cores. So I'm just going to go to the end and kind of see what items you have. Looks like you go BKB, MK. You go full-on man-fight mode. Oh, this is against Megas. Oh, man. Look at this map with trees. Yeah. So, I guess I'll end this video saying this, is that Naga is one of the best late game carries in the game, but she's not like the best late game man fight carry, and she's also like one of the reasons why she's one of the best late game carries is because she gets farmed so fast and then she takes over the whole map. And what happened to you guys is it looks like they just had 3 carries who also got a lot of farm, and Tree just took over the map with his frickin' Aghanims, which is just ridiculous. Like, he has the entire map, and is just ushering, refreshing, and farming. He has as much farm as you, so that's why this game went super late, and then they just kind of out-man-fought you. And it looks like you guys did take a bunch of racks, and you came really close to winning, so this was a close game. But you had this big window where if you got an Octarine, a Butterfly, or Diffusal instead of Heart, Daedalus, I think you guys could have won. And also, don't try to like straight up man mode with your hero. You're an illusion hero. You use your illusions. You push in all of the lanes in, and then you send your illusions in. And if they ever try to go on you and they jump you and they get a great jump, you song and your whole team just walks the hell away. Your whole team can just leave, and they expended all these resources, and you just come back like a minute later. You still got your song up. So hopefully this video helped you a bit, Roland. I know in these games where you're doing micro heroes and that sort of thing, and you're solo coring basically, it's really tough to make these decisions. So, like I said, hopefully this helped you out. So, but this video is getting approaching an hour. I said it was long, and I'm just going to end it now because I think we went over all the insight I had into Naga. Maybe we'll make Ursi do a Naga replay review to go into more detail on hotkeys and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to end this by replugging my Twitter again. Follow me at Fafnir Dota, and follow all the .P shows in the .P network at .P show on there, and they'll tweet out whenever they have new content and that sort of thing. So, and just let me know what you thought of this video, and hopefully going to do some more soon.